Today we're going to do things a little bit different when it comes to our devotions. For the past 6 weeks or so, the devotions have been based on worship songs that we sing at church on Sundays. But we're going to go a little bit differently. The reason we're doing this is because for the last few days we've been praying and just talking to God. And I just feel led to go in another direction. And in no way are we putting these songs aside because they have no meaning or no power. I'm not saying that. It's just that as a nation, as a country, as a world, we're going in another direction. And you all know, if you watch the news, that starting in May, some cities, counties, and states are going to be able to start opening slowly, reopening the economy, reopening and rejuvenating things. And for many, that's exciting. I know it's exciting for me, but also there comes different mixed emotions, emotions of anxiety, doubt, questionable if we should be doing this. How long is it going to take? How long is it going to take for us to get to where we normally need to be or want to be? So through this, there's going to be a lot of emotions, a lot of discouragement, a lot of ups and downs. So that's why I felt led to let's just go in another direction when it comes to that. So today we're going to be talking about misplaced hope. But before we get to misplaced hope, I'm going to ask you this question. And I'm sure many of you have gone through this before. Let me say it that way. How many of you have ever lost your car keys? I know I have. Isn't it frustrating? And you lose your car keys, and it's frustrating because you lose your car keys. Nothing else but your car keys. But it seems like when we do lose our car keys, I know for me, it's always been like an important thing. I had to get somewhere that's very important. I got to be on time. It's very vital. So it makes the situation more stressful, more anxiety kicks in. So next thing you know, you're looking for the keys. Your wife's looking for the keys. Your kids are looking for the keys. Your pets are looking for the keys because you want to get these keys, because without the keys, you can't move forward. You can't step out and do what you need to do. So everyone's looking, but through the process, you're finding other things that don't really matter. Through the process, you find other things that you misplaced, but you don't need them at this moment because you need your keys. So you keep on looking and looking, and these emotions of anger, frustration, sadness, just the list goes on, just starts building up in you because you can't find your keys. But lo and behold, eventually you find your keys. And what happens when you find your keys? You get your keys, you get in your car, and you're able to finally move forward. This reminds me a lot about hope. When people misplace their hope, they're stuck. I'm going to put my hope in this. Oh, I can't go nowhere, so that didn't work. I'm going to place my hope in this. Maybe they'll get me farther, and it doesn't work. For us as Christians, when we place our hope in God, we're actually able to move forward in life. When we place our hope in other things, you can only go so far because those things are temporary. God is eternal. His word is eternal. Everything about him is eternal. So once our hope is in him, it's not misplaced. And just like when you find the car keys, you're able to get in your car and finally move forward. You're not stuck. You can only go around so far. You're not going to walk your destination because it's so far. But with the keys, you're able to get there. And our keys to hope is through Jesus Christ and through his word. Now I want to ask you this question. Where is your hope placed? Where is your hope truly placed, especially during this time we're going through with this pandemic? Now, the question is not whether or not we have hope. The question is, what or who are we placing our hope in? If Hebrews 11, verse 1 says this, and the book of Hebrews it's a great book. I encourage you to read it and study it if you haven't. But this simple verse says this: now faith is confidence in what we hope for, and assurance about what we do not see. Okay, right now we don't see what's going on behind closed doors. We don't see what God's doing behind the scenes. All we see is this pandemic and everything that it's causing throughout the whole world. All we see is how it's causing us and our families. Many of you have lost your jobs. Many of you don't have enough food. Many of you don't have enough money to pay your bills. But we can't see what's going on behind the scenes. But here it's telling us that faith is a confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. It goes back to who our hope is. What is our hope is? Is it in Jesus Christ? Now, this is the thing. The faith that's being described here in Hebrews 11:1, it involves the most solid conviction. Okay, it's revealing a strong conviction. Someone whose hope and faith is firmly planted in God's word and in God. It's a God-given present assurance of a future destiny, a future reality. We have a future, my friends. God created us to serve him, to worship him, to love on him, and to tell others about him. So not only us, but others will have a future. What we're experiencing right now is not our future, my friends. True faith and hope are not based on evidence. Even though the Word of God gives us as much proof as we need, creation gives us more proof. But I think you know what I'm talking about. There are people that like the Bible and creation aren't enough. I need more evidence, okay? But true faith and hope is not based on evidence, but on divine assurance, and it is a gift from God. See, we believe in the wind, even though we can't see it. Why do we believe in it? Because we can feel it. It's the same thing with God, with the power of the Holy Spirit. You may not be able to see Spirit, but you can feel it. You can feel it in your life. You can feel the change. You can feel the power. You can feel it, and then you begin to see what God's doing in your life through the power of the Holy Spirit. Now, as human beings are hopers, okay? We were created and designed to hope. We were. But people think that hope is a feeling, like there's a saying, I'm feeling hopeful about this, or I'm hoping that this will happen. They're like feelings, but that's not it. True hope is a discipline. True hope is determination, okay? A determination to believe in God's reality, to believe in his power and his strength and his deliverance and his promises. Even when the world seems to be unstable and crashing around us, we still have that hope. It's discipline and determination. Now, 1 Peter 1:21 tells us, through Christ you have come to trust in God. And because God raised Christ from the dead and gave him great glory, your faith and hope can be placed. Okay? That word places is also translated positioned, firmly planted, rooted. Okay? So your faith and hope can be firmly planted, can be rooted, can be positioned confidently in God. Can you honestly say that your faith in God and your hope is firmly planted, it's rooted, is anchored in confidently in God? That's just something to think about. We need to take inventory about where we're at right now. Listen to this. What we value the most, okay, becomes our hope. That's a strong statement, but it's the truth. What we value the most in life, what is more of a priority, becomes our hope. It becomes that one thing we place our complete trust in, okay? What others know about you, what others know about us, okay, is a good indication of what and where our hope is. So when people who know you see you, do they see that your hope is in God, your trust is in God? Even through this pandemic, can they see that this person's faith and trust is in God? It's something that we have to really, really think about, because there are so many people in the world today that claim that God is their number one priority, that God is their number one hope. But yet, their actions, their lifestyle reveals that their hope is not in God. It's in things. It's in people. It's in things of this world. And that, my friends, equals a misplaced hope. A few years back, I was preaching at a winter camp. And as a winter camp, there's 6 weekends up in Big Bear that I was preaching at the same camp. And the theme was misplaced hope. And it was so cool because when I walked into the sanctuary, an auditorium, on the stage, it was weird. They had a couch and a furniture set placed up on the side of the wall. It was crazy. Up on top, you had an upside down dinette set. So things were misplaced throughout the whole camp. When it came to breakfast, you show up expecting eggs, sausage, bacon, all that stuff. And there's pasta, there's spaghetti, and chicken nuggets. It's like, what? Then you go for dinner, and there's pizza, there's dessert, then there's breakfast. They did this for a reason, because things were misplaced. When things are misplaced, it's like, well, this is weird. So it's representing a misplaced hope. But that happens in reality in people's lives. Their hope is misplaced. When you see what they're hoping in, you're like, that is weird. Why are you placing your hope in that? It was just like that camp. That was just a great, great visual for all the youth, even youth pastors, including myself, the speaker, to see. It was pretty amazing. But this is the thing. As I was putting together this devotion today, I received a text from my wife, Julie, my beautiful wife, Julie. And she sent me a link of the devotion that she was doing today. And I'm like, wow, this is a pretty good devotion, because I took time to read it. A real simple one, but I took time to read it. And this is crazy, because this devotion was talking about the importance of filling our heart, our mind, our soul, and our time with God and his word, okay? But due to this big outbreak, this pandemic, so many people are filling their heart, mind, soul, and time with the news, okay? And let's face it, today's headlines that we see each and every day are filled with fear and anxiety, okay? Some are filled with truth, some are filled with hope, but there's some that are filled with stuff that you're questioning, and it causes fear and anxiety. And in no way am I saying that we shouldn't watch the news. I'm not saying that. It's important to watch the news to be updated and informed. So let me make myself very clear on that. The problem with watching the media all the time and news lies in filling our time with it. Filling our time allowing the information that is being reported to trigger fear, to trigger anxiety, to trigger doubt, to take hope away from some people. I've been talking to some people every week that they're losing their hope because of what they're seeing on TV. And I'm talking about people who love the Lord, but they're really struggling at this time, okay? But it's also leading people to place their trust and hope in the media. into the news outlet, into people, into all these things, instead of placing their fears, their doubts, their anxieties, and their hope in God. We need to look to God for hope in all things, everything, okay? Not just little things, but everything. We need to seek God and look for his hope in, because God and his word are all about hope. They're not about hype. God doesn't hype things up. He doesn't work that way. He's all about truth. He's all about facts. He's all about power. He's all about love. And that love to us is that hope that we need to cling on to. The Lord himself, people, is a source of our hope. He's the only source of our hope, because he is the only one that determines our future. He's the only one that calls the shots. The coronavirus does not determine our future. Washington does not determine our future. Our economy does not determine our future. People do not determine our future. Doctors do not determine our futures. No. God is the only one that determines our future, and that's why he's our only source of hope, and he should be your only source of hope. I'm going to end with this. This is a great illustration. It's called The Cliff, and I'm going to read it with you, and then we're going to end. It goes like this. A man named Jack was walking along a steep cliff one day when he accidentally got too close to the edge and fell. Okay? On the way down, he grabbed a branch, which temporarily stopped his fall. He looked down and to his horror saw that the canyon fell straight down for more than 1,000 feet. Man, that would be so scary. He couldn't hang onto the branch forever, and there was no way for him to climb up the steep wall of the cliff. So Jack began yelling for help, hoping that someone passing by would hear him and lower a rope or something. Help, help, is anyone up there? Help, he yelled for hours, but no one heard him, not one person. He was about to give up when suddenly he heard a voice. Jack, can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you. I'm down here. I can see you, Jack. Are you all right? Yes, but who are you? And where are you? I am the Lord, Jack. I'm everywhere. The Lord? You mean God? That's me. God, please help me. I promise if you'll get me down from here, I'll stop sinning. How many times have we said that? I'll be a really good person. I'll serve you for the rest of my life. Easy on the promises, Jack. Let's just get you down from there, then we can talk. Now here's what I want you to do. Listen carefully. I'll do anything, Lord. Just tell me what to do. Okay, let go of the branch. What? Jack replied. Let go of the branch. I said, let go of the branch. Just trust me and let go. There was a long silence. Finally, Jack yelled, help, help. Is anyone else up there? Is that crazy? Funny, yet sad, because there are people in the world today that are searching for other voices. As God is saying here, I'm here to help you. I can see you, I'm everywhere. But they're refusing to let go of their fear. Have you ever felt like Jack? Have you ever felt like Jack? Guys, a good part of discipleship is trusting in God. Okay? Discipline ourselves to trust in him. Trusting that God knows what's best for us, okay? Jesus says, take my yoke upon you and learn from me. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Matthew 11, 29 through 30. And this simply says this, that God isn't trying to make life difficult or impossible for us. He will always be there for us. When he says, let go of the things that stand between you and me and trust me with your life, it sounds pretty scary. But when we let go, we find freedom and safety in his hands. Are you needing to let go in order for you to find freedom and safety in his hands? There's freedom in God. There's freedom in the Spirit, my friends. So I hope you're encouraged, and I hope that you're challenged by this, and that you're going to place your hope in God no matter what happens. And remember, God is our only source of hope. Why? Because he can only determine our future. All right? Thank you so much. Love you guys, and have a blessed day. All right? God bless. Bye.